Hey everybody, it's Patrick Insman from Chase International here with Jory from Reno Solar, owner-operator. Why don't you tell us a little about yourself, Jory?
Born and raised Reno, Nevada. Grew up, went to Galena High School. I actually played with Luke Babbitt.
Oh, okay.
Well, I didn't really play. I more sat the bench with Luke Babbitt. And then kind of went on to trap shooting. Went out to Chico State, came back.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Started doing business stuff. So.
Right on. Cool. Well, a tried and true native. That's getting a little more rare these days.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
everybody leaves, but most of them leave. They come back. So.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So let's talk about your entry and interest into solar. What you got you into solar?
So I actually started in business about 8 years ago.
Right.
It started with actually kiosks in the malls. And so I started with that. It was, it's not the easiest business in the world, but I started with basically just growing small businesses, like really, really small businesses. I had a phone repair shop as well called Houston We Have a Problem. That's over at a Costco as well. I'd been looking into solar for a really long time, but I just got really busy, and so I couldn't really do anything. And then COVID hit, and so I actually had a lot of employees that didn't have anywhere to go.
Sure.
I actually paid for their places to stay and stuff too. So like they were actually renting from me, right? And what ended up happening was they were basically like no job, no income, no nothing coming in. You had nothing, so and I was paying for their stuff. So it was like a lot going on. So
Sure.
I had to move quickly and figure out a way for them to survive. Right. And so I had been looking into solar for a long time, and so I just looked. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
And so I started it, and ever since I just never looked back. It was a lot of my employees went actually back to the malls once everything opened back up. But I just fell in love with this business, and so it just started growing, step by step by step, and now we're 33 people. So
Wow.
yeah.
And that's grown since COVID. So you're just been on steroids.
Yeah. It literally went from actually just even the 6 months.
Right.
6 months ago we had I think 12 people.
Wow.
And so we've gone from 12 to 33.
Wow. So basically you were taking the people from like the phone repair shops and the kiosks so were the kiosks in the mall solar? Or no, they were so those people doing phone repair in the kiosks were coming to solar and then they went back?
Exactly.
Right.
The people, the employees actually
yeah.
came to work for solar when I first opened it because they didn't have a job.
Of course,
like, hey,
right.
Let's get something going.
Yeah, absolutely.
It worked out really well for them too. They made some decent money. They were happy, and then it was and then they decided they would go back kind of to their comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that
really
makes sense.
And so but I loved solar. I also love. There's not a whole lot of things that you can sell and make decent money while also saving other people money.
Sure.
And helping
them.
You know what I mean? It's like wow,
win-win.
like everybody wins here.
Right.
So it's a great business. I fell in love with it, and
really grown. Yeah, right on. Great. That's great to hear. So what would you say is like the number one thing about solar that the public has an impression of that might be incorrect, like a negative thing that might come across your desk or might come across a customer that's hesitant to it, that wants to do it but is a little hesitant? So what would you say is the number one thing you hear about it?
A lot of times people think that it takes decades for it to pencil out. Right. So they're like, break even is like way down the road. It's not worth it for me.
Right.
What they don't realize is how we do it is we do it based upon almost like a mortgage, right?
Sure.
So what happens is you're saving money first of all. Let's say right now you're spending $100 a month. You may be spending like 90 or 80, right? It's not a huge difference right off the bat, but if you could have locked in your price of gas, about a couple of years ago, right? That would have been happy. You would be there too. but you're dodging inflation,
Right.
while also every time you make a payment, it's going into your own pocket instead
Sure.
of someone else's pocket.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know about you, but I've never had NV Energy call me and say, "Hey, listen, like you've been such a good customer, we're going to give you money back."
Right. Mhm.
So basically, what you get to do is put that towards your own equity, and
Sure.
let's say you sell the house or you
Mhm.
refinance or you do whatever, you can actually pull that equity back out.
Cool. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Another question that I might have too, just because I actually came across a guy who was curious about doing like an off-grid property. Have you done any off-grid properties at all?
We personally don't. We work with someone who does.
Oh, okay.
So
that's a possibility.
We will
Yeah.
eventually.
Right.
It is just it's kind of a different
Sure.
situation. It's kind of a different
Having to have the storage. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but-
So that is a possibility, but you guys don't do it. But
Yeah.
that's good to hear that you'll work towards it, because I know there's a lot of people who kind of want that independence of being on their own way out in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
and go on with it. So
Yeah, 100%.
anyway, but moving on to it, but you guys are staying pretty strong and pretty busy, you know, installing and
It's like unreal. Yeah, it really is unreal. I mean,
Right.
we just had. I mean, it's like record month after record month. I mean, we had about 250% increase from last year, about a little bit less, I think 225, but still, it's kind of unreal.
And-
everybody seems to be extremely happy.
right.
Working here, so
Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah,
happy.
working here and happy customers and
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, great. Well, is there anything else you want to tell the people, or you know, say hello to your mom or anything?
Yeah. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, right.
I would just say that if you really look at it from a point of view of you're already paying for electricity,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people think that it's some new thing, like they're going to add
Right.
on a bill.
Right.
They're going to add on something.
Sure.
If you really look at it from a point of view of you're already paying for that electricity,
Yeah.
so you're going to pay that either way.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
you only really have three options here. You can either like pay more, you can pay less, or you can go Amish.
Yeah.
Shut
Yeah.
off
Just
all your
go.
electricity.
Yeah. Non-electrical. Yeah. You
They
just.
start
But yeah.
using candles and stuff. So.
Yeah. As we all say in our business, it's like the difference between paying rent and paying a mortgage is rent just goes down the drain.
Yeah.
You're paying somebody else's mortgage,
Yeah,
so
that's right.
you know
It's
you're
like
paying. You're paying an executive at NV Energy's mortgage.
Yeah.
You know.
Paying what's it called? What's his name? The big investor that bought it. Warren Buffett.
Oh, Warren Buffett.
You're
Yeah.
buying Warren Buffett.
Yeah,
He's got
exactly.
A new
Exactly.
car. He doesn't need new
Exactly.
cars.
So-
You know?
Anyway, guys, we'll link wherever this goes. I will link all the info to Reno Solar, and hopefully you guys give them a call or give them a chance to earn your business, answer your questions, and yeah, thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
You got it.